Hi, this is Shiva Rajaya from vitalcoaching.com. We're talking about breakups for men, and the topic for this video is why does she blame you? Have you noticed that sometimes how you enter in conversations, in fights, in relationships, and then it's this whole blaming game. You blame her, she blames you, and it's an ongoing attack. And so in the process of breaking up, she might keep on blaming you. She might keep on attacking you, telling you that it's your fault. You did it. It's because of you that I'm breaking up. Sometimes it goes to even more extreme. It's like she might be developing, an affair with somebody while you're still in a relationship, and she will still blame you for that. She will say, well, I'm cheating because of you. It's your fault. You go like, that's interesting. How does that work? How am I responsible for the choice that you are making? So this blaming pattern is something that is really symbolical to relationships. The reason why it happens is because of this. It's a very simple thing. Is to take away the pressure, the responsibility of changing your own patterns. Suppose that you are in a relationship together and then she's not perfect. She might have done certain things that were not perfect in the relationship, right? She might have lied to you, or she might have been misrepresenting or manipulating you or misguiding you, or not being fully honest, not being transparent about certain things, not being present, getting distracted, working too much. There might be lots of things that she might have done. And as long as she keeps on blaming you for the things, she's taking away the responsibility that she has over that. Responsibility is pressure. When you look at yourself and you go like, well, I'm responsible for that. Yes, I behaved in ways that were not appropriate. Yes, I lied to you in that specific moment. What you're doing is like, you are accepting your shadows. You're accepting the fact that you're not perfect. In the process of doing that, you are saying, maybe there are parts of me that need to evolve. And evolution requires energy. Change requires energy. It requires focus. It requires understanding. It requires to look at yourself, look inside, and go like, oh, here is something that could evolve. And so blaming the circumstance or other people, it's a very easy way to discharge that pressure. You go like, you are doing it. You go and change because you are the one who is not perfect. I don't see any shadows. I'm perfect the way I am. And so this is why she blames you. This is why she doesn't sometimes want to take responsibility for her own stuff. And you might be doing the same. Check your own patterns. You go like, that's right. I'm really partly responsible for this breakup. Here are the 5 things I did that messed it up in our relationship. I underperformed. I was too tired when I came back from work in the evening. I didn't take care of myself. I was not present for you. I forgot your birthday, the Valentine's Day, God knows what. There might be lots of things there that you check and you take responsibility for them. And so if you go like, no, I'm perfect. No, I don't want to look at that. Because it's a responsibility. So taking responsibility, shifting that is such a powerful thing to do. It's so powerful to be like owning your shadows, owning your imperfections. Say, I'm a human being. This is who I am. This is what I do. So for her, it's the same thing. As long as she keeps on blaming something outside, she might be having conversations with her female friends and be like, yeah, he did this and that. She gives her friends like dozens of imperfections that you have, and her friends go like, yeah, right, it was the right thing for you to break up with that man. He's not right for you. And you go like, if you're a good friend with someone, you say, you know what, is it okay if I give you some feedback here? Here's what I feel you did in the relationship, and you would feel massively empowered taking responsibility for your own stuff. And so in an ideal world, in an ideal situation, your ex would be mature enough not to project all that stuff on you. Because a breakup is the result of 2 people It's not just one person responsible for it. Most of the times it's like two people need to take responsibility for the outcome. You design the relationship together. When it breaks up, it's like two people responsible. And you might have done everything you could. Maybe you were perfect, right? Maybe you were there, fully present, completely there for her. You did everything, you're perfect. I don't think you are. I think there might be places where you go like, yeah, here I could improve. If I was in a new relationship again in the future, here's what I would change. And so take responsibility for that. And ideally, she would take responsibility for her own stuff. So when she keeps on blaming you, when she keeps on attacking you over the things that are imperfect about you, after a while you can go like, I'm not interested in this blaming game. I don't want to retaliate. There are certain things. Tell me about you. I can see that. Here are 5 things I would do differently. Here are the things where I underperformed in our relationship. And I want you to know that I can see that. And I will do my best in the future to change that. And tell me about you. Tell me about the things that you would do differently. And then she might be like, what do you mean? I don't know. I was perfect. You go like, that's not true. So let's end up this conversation now. And whenever you're ready to actually look at the real dynamics and be honest with me, not be in denial, then we can have this conversation again. So very often when it keeps on being a blaming game, extract yourself out of that. Once you heard what you needed to hear, you learn from what she has to say. It's good to get her feedback. Then you step out of it and you go like, I'm going to do my own process now and see and modify potentially the places where I can change. And if you're mature and grown up, I invite you to do the same. If you don't want to do the same, that's fine. But I'm not interested in keep on playing this blaming game. Use I statements. Here is what I want to do about it, about our relationship, about the imperfections that we have. How to perform better in the future. Here is what I am. And if she keeps on blaming you, step out of the situation. Step out of conversations. You go, I'm not interested in arguing with you. We have been doing that way too much blaming games. I'm out of here. This is the strategy. If she keeps on blaming you, just step out. Protect yourself.